يوفي. Just making sure it's working. It's working. Yofi. So, shalom everyone. My name is Adi, the Shlicha for Reading in Lancaster. I'm pretty excited. We have Lori's here from Life Online, so it's pretty cool. So today the program, it's a little bit different program. It's not, a regular cooking class or a baking class. The program today, it's called Taste of a Memory. And what we're going to do is to bake a cake, which was the favorite dessert of a soldier named Guy, who died during Protective Edge Operation Tzuk Eitan. So what we will do today is we will make the cake, and then because it's supposed to be in the oven for like 40 minutes, we will start with the cake. We'll put the cake in the oven, and while the cake is baking, we will learn a little bit about Guy, who he was as a child, as a teenager, what was his position, how he died, what happened after that, like how his family and friends commemorate his memory. And that's what we will do today, this evening. I will prepare you now already. We have a presentation with the story and the details. I will be more than happy if you can also participate and read, so it won't be only me. And that's it. I don't know is anyone cooking with me, baking with me? No. Okay, the also good. You also got the ingredient list when you registered. I will also send the how to make the cake and the recording of the class hopefully tomorrow. Sababa? Okay, yofi. So we're going to make a chocolate cake. The reason I chose it, I feel like it's very homey, very like something so simple and so nice that it's like in everyone's home. So I will start with the cake. Basically, you're supposed to do it with a food processor. I don't have it, so I'm using my mixer with that, I don't know how you call it, guitar thing. So I'm putting in 200 grams butter, which is 0.4 pound. It's about 2 butter sticks. It's like a little bit less, but I feel like you can put the whole butter sticks. 2 cups of sugar. I'm measuring everything with you. Do like that. 2 cups of sugar. And we're going to add a sour cream or yogurt. You can choose between the two. There it is. I chose to use yogurt, but you can really use one of the two.
So would Greek yogurt be good because it's thick, like sour cream?
Which yogurt?
A Greek yogurt? That's very thick.
Yeah, I think it will be good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Greek yogurt, right?
This is the fake yogurt.
Yeah, that's Greek yogurt. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I think this is a little bit too thick. Oh. No, too thin. Yeah, I would do, if you can, something a little bit more liquidy. Okay. Okay, so we put that. We will put 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I think that's enough. Now we're supposed to put a little bit of coffee, and it's supposed to be warm, so let me just do it now. We'll make it work. Okay, while the water are getting warm. So I put butter, sugar, yogurt, or you can do also sour cream, quarter teaspoon of salt. Now 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Get my spoon. Okay. And then 3 tablespoons of when you make like hot chocolate with the powder, you can use any kind. This is just the one that I have in my house. In Israel, we have a really common name that's called chocolate, from the word choco. It's very, very, very common. Okay. Just click here. To have 2 eggs. It's so hot outside that I didn't want to leave anything outside. Okay, our coffee is getting ready. Now put in 2 eggs. Loud, I'm sorry. So basically, as you see, I'm putting everything in, and only then I will start the mixer. But I'm adding everything except for the flour. I will add the flour after it will start look like a mixture together. Okay, you put the egg, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So tablespoons of baking powder. And 2 teaspoons vanilla. Good. So let me now add the coffee, and then we can start mixing. This is a lot. I just took I did in a coffee machine, I did espresso, but if you have instant coffee that you can put just with hot water, it also works. We need 2 teaspoons of the coffee. I think I will do a little bit more only because it's not intense flavor like if I would do instant coffee. Okay. Now I'm going to start mixing everything together, and then we will slowly add the flour. The flour is 3 cups. And I'm going to mute myself just because it makes noise. I want to just show you how it looked like. It's pretty liquidy and it's okay because we didn't add the flour yet. So let me put the plate here so it looks good. So this is how the mixture look right now. Now I'm continuing mixing, and I'm adding the flour slowly into the mixer. So maybe before we start, just prepare. Oh, let me just turn on the oven so it will be ready for us. I turn on the oven to 350. Okay, so I'm starting with the first cup. And the second cup. Okay. Okay. And make sure it actually look really good. I want to show you, but I do want to edit for a little bit more on a little bit higher speed. But this is how it look right now. I'll let it a little bit, mix in a little bit more, a little bit faster, and then we will move it to the baking tray. Okay. I think it's enough. It's actually, it looked really good. It kind of remind me mousse, like chocolate mousse. And just take it off here. Okay. I don't want to waste anything. Okay. I think we're good. I have this round baking tray. I will just going to put everything in, and then we will put it in the oven for like 45 minutes. That. Oh no, I dropped my thing. Yeah, the mixture is pretty thick. As you can see, it really reminds more of a mousse. Okay. So I'm breaking my kitchen. The reason I really wanted to do that program is because I feel like it's a very special and unique program to kind of get to know some soldiers who lost their life in Israel. And it's not just to hear about them, but it also to make something that they really, really loved. So it's kind of gives us the feeling of like, this is a person who was here. Like, he was someone's brother, son, friend. he have a favorite dessert, like, each one of us have it. So as part of Yom HaZikaron Israel Memorial Day programs, I thought it can be a really nice and unique way to remember and to learn a little bit more. Okay. I think my cake is ready for the oven. This is how it looked like. And now I will wash my hand, put it in the oven, and we will move on. Okay. So this goes to the oven for 40 minutes. Now I will turn off the camera for a second because I'm changing spot. And I'm back. Okay. So as I said, the first part was really to make the cake. And now we will get to know Guy a little bit more, a little bit better. So let me share the presentation. And as I said, I will be more than happy. You can step in and read some of the things. I think it will just be nicer for us. So let me just share my presentation. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this a project called Taste of Memories, and here we have a little bit of information about the program, the project. It's pretty new and unique commemoration project that aimed to commemorate Israel Defense Force fallen soldiers and Israel terror victims through the cooking of their favorite recipes while telling their stories. As I said, I chose to bake the chocolate cake, which was a Guy's favorite dessert. But there's so many other recipes and stories that it's funny to say I could choose from. As part of the project, cooking sessions are being held where the participant cook the favorite dish of a fallen soldier or terror victim that could not come back home to enjoy it themselves. In the session, you will cook, taste, and share pictures, stories, videos about the person behind the dish and their family in order to keep their memory alive. So first, I want to say thank you for joining. I think it's really helps and really important, as we say, like keep their memories alive. So you choose to come and really hear the story of Guy. So this is Guy Boyland, zichrono livracha. Guy was born to Adva and Glenn in New Zealand. He was Kim's younger brother, and from his father's previous marriage, he had a half brother, Luke. When Guy was about 5 years old, the family immigrated to Israel. And after about 6 years at Kibbutz Chukuk, they moved to Kibbutz Genosal. Guy discovered the surfboard and spent hours of surfing and loved every moment. Guy went to Nofei Arbel Elementary School in the kibbutz and Bet Yareach High School. Rachel, or in Hebrew, Rachel, who was his English teacher, said, "I remember Guy as a special kid, both appearance and character, mentor despite his young age, honest and acceptable to his friend. Despite that, he knew English very well, and he has never bragged about it." Anyone wants to read? Maybe?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll read. His mom tells at school as well as at Guy's place, he liked to be a little stutnik, silly, but created very special stuff. Once, for example, he checked with great patience whether it was possible to mark the entire length of the gym in the tip X. Apparently you can, but then mine and his knees and muscles ached for weeks because we had to clean everything.
Yeah, the leg of the gym with T-Pex, I think it's pretty. Whew.
What is Tipex?
T-Pex is the if you write something with a pen and you cannot mark, so there is like this white liquid.
Oh, whiteout. We call it whiteout.
Whiteout?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it is. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty. When I read it, I was also, oh wow, that's a big thing to do. A Guy's main hobby was music, which is what shapes his character. Already at the age of 8, a Guy received a guitar for his birthday, learned to play through websites, and later formed a band with good friends. Anyone wants to read? I can continue. Okay. He often brought guitar to school and played to his classmates. When he was in high school, he played and performed like a real rock star with the entire look and everything. A redhead boy with long hair. Sorry. A redhead boy with long hair. That is how everyone knew him. At Guy's house, he always listened to music in the room, in the shower. You could hear it everywhere. When Guy was in high school, he joined the Yutzrok band of Anoar Haoved Vehalomed, which is a youth movement, a group of young musicians who create social rock and bring the alternative to the valley. He was very active in preparation, performance, and organization. In 2008, Guy even won scholarship for music studies. Only when he joined the army did Guy greatly reduce the time he spent on music. Over the years, Guy gained many loving friends. His friend Guy say about him, "You know how to make everyone feel like they're your best friend. I remember you hugging me every Friday night in the pub when we met, and always asking how I feel when we just spent the night in the barn with the other friends and laughing till sunrise. This morning, we weren't such a close friends, but when we spent time together, we were closest friends." On November 22nd, 2011, Guy joined the IDF. He demanded to be a combat soldier of Combat Engineering Corps. He got a different job, but after his insistence, he began his service as a warrior in the Engineering Corps. Guy served in the Lahab Babliot, where he was well integrated with the other soldiers. As you can see, I just want to mention something. You can see that he needed to shave his head. It doesn't have his long hair anymore. It's because in the army, guys have to shave their hair. They are not allowed to be with long hair. And also, the length of the hair should be, it's pretty low. It's not high. It's short, sorry. Um, so even if they have short hair, a lot of the time before they going back to the base or something like that, they need to go to the hairdresser. Anyone wants to read?
Okay. His commander, Roy, said about him, Guy successfully completed the vocational training episode and started out as a fighter. It was later decided that he will be the vice commander, a significant and prominent role thanks to his diligence and high work ethic he demonstrated. Guy was an inseparable character from the unit, and he stood out with his constant smile, inexhaustible joy, and willingness to help and assist anyone who needs it.
Thank you. When Guy arrived at the Amlachi, a weapon warehouse, his talent and creativity were revealed when he created from everyday materials, special accessories, belts for weapons, vests, cell phones covers, and more. During his service, Guy advanced to the rank of staff sergeant. In Tzuk Eitan, Protective Edge Operation, Guy's unit participated in combat and is commander's chair. By your job, Guy, you didn't have to be on the front line at all. You chose to be there. You didn't even ask, you just were. You didn't have you didn't have to be exposed to the enemy inside the control room. You removed the shield from you and leaned up with your friends as an act of combat. You suddenly popped in the first line to help, cover, storm, win. You were discovered as a great fighter, one that anyone would want to fight alongside, who always steered from contact, runs forward in the face of the enemy, and despite any danger. A warrior who put himself in close to the fire to protect his friends. During the fighting, Guy tried to be in contact with his family and friends. A day before his death, his mother wrote to him, "I was so excited to talk to you yesterday. You have no idea how much it's improved our day. Everyone asked, everyone cared, and instead interested in you, and it's fun. Maybe today you will answer anyway." Whew. But this message Guy did not see and did not answer. Staff Sergeant Guy Boyland fell in the Gaza Strip during Operation Tzuk Eitan, Protective Edge, on July 25, 2014. Bravely, Guy and his friend entered the house when terrorists were hiding, thus preventing many soldiers from being injured. His mother says, "They were sitting next to the house they got in the day before and were waiting for an order to blow it up. Then they heard voice from it. Guy and some people went to check out the noise. I don't know if it was a command, but as I know Guy, he said, 'Come on, let's go check it out.' 2 soldiers were killed, 2 wounded, and many others damaged to this day." Guy was 21 and at the time of his death. He was laid to rest in the Kibbutz Genosar cemetery, his place of residence. On Guy's tombstone, his loved ones wrote in English, his childhood language, "You will always be in our hearts." Bringing back the Noise Festival. Guy's family and friends decided to keep his memory through Return the Music Festival, a rock concert on the shore of the Sea of Galilee at the Nof Genosar Hotel. The festival called that since Guy has been quiet to them ever since, and they want to bring back the noise. On Facebook, a group was opened for the organizations of the festival, along with many photos of Guy and videos from the event, adventures, and many running remembrance and longing. This is from the festival, Bringing Back the Noise. As you can see, the dates are, it's the day and then the month, but it was on July 16th, 2015. And it says here, a rock festival in the memory of Guy Boyland. And you have here a lot of very familiar rock bands from Israel. At Kibbutz Genosar, artist Moriel Cohen painted a wall on memory of Guy Boyland. Adva, Guy's mother, sat in front of her son's nest figure, and she wept in tears. He's here everywhere, anytime. Toda, thank you for participating. So that was Guy's story. Do you have any questions?
Where is Ginosar?
It's in the north. Yeah, it's in the Sea of Galilee area.
Okay.
Tiberia. Yeah. It's a pretty familiar kibbutz. Yeah, I think it's one of the known ones. So that was a Guy's story. Any other questions or thoughts or comments?
He was a great person, and it's sad that he died so young, but he was so brave.
Unfortunately, a lot of soldiers died in that age, that young in Israel, because that's the age. We're joining the military when we're 18, 19, and having all this responsibility. Carol, you wanted to say something?
I did. Did you know Guy personally, or how did you select him as the person to highlight?
So I didn't know Guy personally. It's funny, I kind of chose it because of the cake. I felt like from all because there are a lot of stories and recipes, but I feel like chocolate cake, because it's something so simple and so like it's like a birthday cake and something that your mom makes for you when you come back home from after a week or 2 weeks in the army, or just like a fun cake that you eat at home with your family. It's something that you eat as a child. So for me, that was my first thinking, because all the soldiers have very unique stories. So I don't know why, by something in the chocolate cake, because it's so simple and homey and family and like childhoody and sweet. That's why I chose Guy and the chocolate cake.
Well, it was a moving way to remember him. I mean, I think it personalized him as opposed to just reading his story and just facts. So it made him come alive.
Ken, I absolutely agree. And I think you just summarized the goal of that project, to really not just bring the stories, but also bring something really private, something that really connects us to the stories, us to the people. And tomorrow in the office, we're going to eat his favorite dessert, Guy's favorite dessert.
Do you put anything on top of the cake?
Ken, so the second part of the recipe is to make like the frosting, but it's not frosting like if I'm saying frosting here. It's in the ingredients list. It's basically, we will put on the stove butter, sugar, cocoa powder, hot chocolate powder, milk, and a pack of chocolate bar. We'll warm it up all together in on the stove, and then after the cake is cooling down a little bit, I will pour it on the top of the cake.
Sounds good.
Yes.
So is it more like a glaze than what we call an icing?
Ken, I think it's more of a glaze. Ken. It's funny, I was about to say something and then I didn't, because I was about to say you can put sprinkles on top, but one of the things with this project is that they're asking to not change the recipe, to make it the way it's written, the way it says, because this is how the soldiers liked it. So I don't know if Guy likes sprinkles or not, so I will not add the sprinkles to really make it the way that he liked it.
Thank you.
בבקשה. Any other questions or thoughts? No. Okay. We can make the glaze now because I think the cake, she have a little bit more time, but I just want to make it with you. So let me just turn my camera off just for a second again, because I'm changing my spot. Okay. Okay, I just realized that I did forgot to spray the baking pan before I put the cake in, but I'm sure we will be okay. Oh, okay, I did take a look and it looks pretty good. Let me just bring all the ingredients here. And sugar. Okay. So I said 50 gram butter, which is about half butter stick. Let me just measure it. I don't have this stick. Okay, and turn on the stove. Okay, so I put in the butter. Mix it well, mix it well. Good. So butter, half cup of sugar. As you can see, it's a really, really sweet cake. Okay. 2 tablespoons cocoa powder. And then 2 tablespoons the hot cocoa powder. But it's also, as you can see, it's really similar to the cake ingredients. And 3 tablespoons of milk. I will mix it a little bit. And then I will add the chocolate bar.
Speaker. Don't get so excited about the show.
Yeah, it's a regular, just pretty random chocolate bar. Usually I also like to use the Israeli brand that you can find at the kosher section. The one with the cow on it, chocolate para. This is actually also the one from the recipe. So I'm just putting the chocolate in. Okay. So now I'm just mixing it. I will let it do its job now because we also have some time for the cake. So I will let the cake cool a little bit. I don't need to let it cool for too much, for too long. And then I will put the glaze on top of the chocolate. And that's it. And then the cake will be ready. Questions?
How long does it take?
The cake?
Mhm.
45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And maybe I missed this, but do you know where exactly the recipe is from?
Where it's from?
The recipe?
It's on the Taste of a Memory website, but right now they have only versions in Hebrew. But I will send you, hopefully tomorrow, the full recipe.
Okay. Oh, I got it today.
What? Oh, you got the
recipe.
ingredient list.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will send the full recipe, like also with the instructions, even though it's basically all the cake ingredients put together in a food processor and then add the flour slowly. And then spray the pan and put it for 40-45 minutes on 350 degrees. And as you can see, for the chocolate glaze, to put all the ingredients. And then after the cake is ready, let it cool for a little bit, and then pour it on top.
But what I meant was like, do you know like where they got the recipe from? Like, was it a family recipe?
Oh, it's a family. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So all the soldiers that have their stories and recipes as part of Taste of a Memory project, it's there because the family was providing all the information.
Okay.
Yeah. It was important for the families also to really keep their memory alive and share the story. Yeah. And I just want to show you before we finish. I think like my glaze is pretty ready. So you can see here.
Nice.
Yes. So I will let it sit for a little bit, and then right before I will put it on the cake, maybe I will warm it up for a little bit. And I will not wait it here.
Did you make this cake before, or this is the first time?
Actually, the first time.
Okay, very good.
Okay, making it with you. Okay. I will send you tomorrow a picture of the cake. If you're making it, please send me a picture. And then I can also forward it to Taste of a Memory, and they will send it to the family. They always love to, to see and hear that people are making the cake and sharing Guy's story. Yeah, so I think that's it. תודה רבה רבה for joining.
Thank you so much.
And I will send you all the information, the rest of the information tomorrow. That's it. I hope you will have a good evening. ערב טוב.
Thank you. It was a very good program.
תודה רבה. תודה for joining.
Thank
תודה.
you. לילה טוב.
בבקשה, לילה טוב.